That's Mike.
And that's Toya.
And this is Tech Beats and Bytes.
So every once in a while, we try to convince some of our friends to come to the show, and they continue to tell us no. For whatever reasons, proprietary reasons, IP reasons, but finally got my friend Ledger to come out. So let's give Ledger a round of applause for coming out the house.
Thank you, guys.
I'm sorry. I know y'all watched the first part of the other show, and y'all might have phased out a little bit, but I said let's give Ledger a round of applause. There we go. There we go.
Welcome, Ledger.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me.
Talking to the mic, sir. We cannot. They gotta hear you.
Thank you for having me.
I can hear you,
Appreciate
but
it.
there you go.
There you go.
All right.
Thank you, Toya. Get them right. So, Ledger, let's just get right into it. What in the hell do you do?
All right. So I work for a company called Illumine 5. I'm actually one of the co-founders. And what we do is we design smart lighting products for both the cellular and wireless markets.
Hold on.
Slow that down.
You're going to have to... So let's remove the pitch and let's talk to the consumers.
Okay.
You're not talking... Actually, some investors do watch our show, but not right now.
We make lighting products that allow you to browse the internet, provide data monitoring, and a lot of the Internet of Things for...
Oh, okay. So you are the Internet of Things through public lighting or just lighting in general?
Through public lighting, street lighting.
Street poles.
Street lightings, yeah.
So in case you guys didn't pick that up, Ledger makes street lights that also serve as Wi-Fi providers. Now, is this Wi-Fi service through a particular ISP? So is this coming through?
Yeah. So
I'm sorry, ISP for those that are listening and watching, internet service provider. I'm not trying to overeducate, but...
Absolutely. So we are able to provide wireless propagation for different vendors, not just for broadband internet, but also for cellular service as well. So we're basically like a cell phone tower on a light post.
Wow. So, and your panels, if I remember correctly, they're also solar powered. Some of them?
Some of them are, yeah.
Okay. So, I like to get in, I mean, that's about as much as we're going to talk about the product at this point. I mean, if you guys didn't get that, Light provides Wi-Fi services.
Hotspot.
Yeah, so.
Security cameras, all that good stuff.
Now it's time to talk about the real problem.
Okay.
How has it been going for you getting funding for your project?
Dun, dun, dun.
Well,
Sophomore, we need them sound.
Right. Look, I got to do it.
You and Toya keep doing these sound effects. I'm not going to be able to hold it.
It's funnier with your voice.
It is.
To be honest with you, it was a challenge. It's been a challenge, first of all, because it's a new product and people want to see traction before they decide to put money in. So we went out and got traction. Right, we went out and started bootstrapping, pulling our selling our product ourselves, talking to different vendors. Finally, we actually got in with a pretty big company, and they saw the product, they liked the product, and now it's being put in all over Hialeah as a test market and a couple other places as well.
Well, congratulations on that. Yeah. Let's give them a round of applause. I mean,
all over Hialeah. That's huge.
That's a huge.
So, how many light poles or installations does that equate to?
Right now, we've done about 125, and we've got another 125 just in the Miami area. There's about 2,000 that we need to get done for the Miami area.
Oh,
wow. So when is the projected completion?
To be honest with you, probably another 3 or 4 months before everything gets put in.
That's not bad.
But what this will allow you to do is basically some areas don't have cell phone coverage. A lot of areas are terrible with the coverage.
Yeah.
Our systems will allow you. Exactly. We take care of all those dead zones real easily. As a matter of, you get up on a pole, you switch a light fixture, and that's it. Now you have coverage.
So are you targeting dead zones? Like, are you purposely like, this is the dead zone, let's service it?
Yeah. So
you need to call my daddy in Alabama, though. That's a whole city is a dead zone.
Yeah, exactly. And that's basically what the product was developed for, was those areas that it's too expensive for cellular providers to go in and put up a cell phone tower. Our systems are probably 1/3 of the cost.
Wow.
Right?
So now let's get real nerd and real money. So would somebody have the opportunity of investing into your product as an alternative of providing a cellular tower and maybe rent it out for the same kind of opportunities how they lease out cell towers?
It's funny you should say that. Yes. Actually,
hold on. Let me make sure. So for the audience, do you guys understand how many people have their names on a cell phone tower. Do you guys understand that concept? So a cell phone tower is normally built by someone, then it's leased by someone else, the insurance is by someone else, and whoever owns the lease to that cell phone tower, they're normally leasing out the cell phone tower to another service provider at that point.
Like Comcast, AT&T.
It's Verizon Wireless,
right.
Cricket. So that's why some cell phone towers, when they say that, I think that's Boost Mobile that's on the T-Mobile or Sprint towers. Or the Sprint.
Right, so they all share.
They share the same towers,
right?
so the towers can handle more than one service provider. So you got to look, this is an investment. To invest into Illumify would be an investment into telecommunications, which we know is only getting stronger as we proceed forward.
And actually, the product actually is geared towards cities. So cities can actually take a lot more advantage of it because they basically have the right of way to the streetlights. So now they can start dictating the terms that they want to the cellular carriers.
So now we need to invest in the streetlights and your product. But, I mean, that's a big win, though.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And what about third world countries?
Yeah, so we're actually doing a pilot project in another country, South America right now, that they've actually started doing that business model where they purchase the lights and then they rent out the space to the carriers in that aspect. So it actually turns out to be a lot more profitable for them in that aspect.
Nice.
So now that you have the traction, what kind of funding are you trying to raise, or what kind of hurdles have you been going through?
Right now, we're actually doing our seed round, I guess you would call it. We've been able to sort of bootstrap ourselves. This year we've done a little bit over $100,000 just to start. So now we've shown that the proof of concept, and now we're actually in the process of scaling up our warehouse. We want to be able to actually, we do our manufacturing here. Okay. We'd like to be able to actually own our own building so that we can start building assets to add value to our company.
That's awesome.
So $100,000, which to me is way minimum with the kind of product that you're building. Do you have any patents or any patents pending with your product?
Yes, we're pending right now on one of our products, yes.
So you have a patent pending project, you have the traction, you have the product itself proving the capabilities of its services. How much money are you trying to raise?
Right now, we're looking at raising maybe about $500,000 just to get us started. Like I said, it's not a lot.
So truly you need $1.5 million. This is what happens. This is some advice for people that are watching. These are some of the things I've learned hanging around some VCs. People that are very passionate about the product that they're building, the first thing they do is they normally disinclude actually paying themselves. That's the first thing they do because they're used to starving, that they're really just chasing providing a better dream for the person. So to hear him say that number, I know the first thing you've left out is your salary. Second thing you haven't considered is the person that needs to be working under you to keep you going, and then everything else that comes with it. That alone should be about $175,000 at the bare minimum.
Well, my mentor slash, I want to say partner, he's very good at what he does. He's been able to build.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you this. Do you not think you deserve to make $100,000 with what you're building?
Of course.
Do you think the person below you should make at least half of what you're building?
I don't see why not.
So that's $150,000. Do you think you're going to be able to operate this company with less than 8 employees?
No.
So how in the hell, if you need 8 employees, do you operate with a true runway and with a comfort of not starving yourself with $500,000?
You don't. You raise more capital.
So, reason why I said that is, don't undersell yourself when you're so great. I know you do it. First of all, that's why so I just want you guys to know. Ledger is not a person to brag about what he does. He doesn't normally talk about his product. He is very dedicated for doing this for the community. But at the same time, Ledger is my friend. So as my friend, I have investors that are going to be watching this, and I want them to be able to see he is somebody that's truly humble and he just wants to provide a great service and a great product. But you also have to know the value of the numbers to not position yourself to where you hurt.
Oh, absolutely.
Because in a lot of people, you guys ask for the tech stuff, so this is the tech stuff.
Right.
What happens is you put yourself only asking for $500,000, and now when you start giving up equity, you've hurt your chances of a higher evaluation to increase the value of your company. So depending on how much equity he would have to give away at $500,000. So let's just say in the hypothetical, you wanted $500,000, and I told you, great, I'll have the check in the morning. What's my equity cut for $500,000?
You're not getting more than 20% based upon what we've done so far.
So 20%.
Yeah.
So you're evaluating your company at only $2.5 million.
Right now, yes.
There's no way what you're doing and what you're providing is only worth $2.5 million.
You're absolutely right.
So whoever you got that think they know their numbers, they need a mentor too. This is why. And I want y'all to see this kind of stuff because this is what we do. We want to grow our friends. Yeah. Ledger's company at a bare minimum is probably around 10 to 15 million. He's willing to give up 20% in a seed round for only $500,000. By the time he raised the money he really need, he would no longer own his company. He would be able to be ousted because he wouldn't have majority ownership. Yeah. You can't just know your product. You have to know the business of the product you're providing and get someone to build you up because we naturally, and this is where you talk about the PTSD of slavery and being a black male, he's naturally undervaluing himself because of what somebody else has told him. But if you look into the true value of what he's offering, it's worth made into. He couldn't even. He can't comfortably sit here and tell me it's worth $2.5 million. Self-Born has a beat, and quote what I'm saying, a beat that's worth $2.5 million. Self would not be able to look at Ledger and say my beat, one beat, is worth what you're about to build with that company. Because I know Self would take his $2.5 million and put $500,000 and eat up that 20%. Then he would educate him. But you have to know everything, people. You can't just know your business. Yeah. You can't just know your craft. You got to know the art of the business and know your value. You're worth more. You're on this show just so I could tell you this in front of other people, just so you don't think I'd be texting you this to blow your head up and be, nah, man, you're on this show so I could say this in front of thousands of people that watch and the 100 or something people that are here, because it's like I tell you, normally your friends don't support you and tell you the truth, but real friends will support you and hurt your feelings. Yeah. Today was about hurting your feelings because you're worth more than $2.5 million.
Thanks, Michael. I appreciate that.
So let's proceed forward.
Sound effects. Cute.
Now, with that being said, if you were not a black male, do you think you would only be looking for $500,000?
No, I don't think so.
Why don't you explain that to him? Because Toya going to ask you a question right after you do that.
Right.
And I'm not even drinking liquor, y'all. This is water. I just want you to know that.
You want me to explain why do I think if I was...
Why do you feel race is a boundary for you in technology, even though you have the skill set?
Because I'll give you a history. Like, my history is actually... I'm an electrical engineer by trade, and this is not the first product that I've invented, right? So I've seen the fact that, hey, I have a product, people won't listen to me. They don't think I have credibility until it actually comes out and they see it, and they see it work. So you do that once or twice, and then you start to feel the effects of it. So that's why I feel that way.
Wow. So, that's kind of heartbreaking. It is. Simply, you're an electrical engineer. You have the skill set because this is an electrical product. Mm-hmm. But simply because you being a black male, when you're telling them about your product, they don't even believe that you've actually invented what you said.
Of course.
They don't even believe that you have the capabilities of inventing anything.
Of course.
So that was going to be my question. Is your name on the patent?
Yes.
That's big.
Of course.
Well, sometimes, so what's happened in the past and in history is that our names haven't always been included on the patent.
So, yeah, you're right.
So that's why I wanted to ask and make sure that, because you do have a mentor and someone who is sort of like with you and your partner, because there's different ways that you can put your name on patents.
No, I wrote the patent, so my name is on the patent.
Okay.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Let's give him a round of applause for that, with his name being on the patent. That's
and
big.
Writing the patent.
Yeah,
because everybody can't write their own patent.
Which goes more into what we were talking about earlier.
Right.
You know the business, you know the craft, but you got to know the business behind it because there's a lot of technical language you have to include in a patent to be protected. Otherwise, they'll come in and change about 5% and steal it right from up under you.
Automatically, as a black man, when you walk into the building or the room, you spend so much time just justifying why you should be there. You don't even get a chance to show the value of what you got, which is actually bringing value to everybody in the room.
Yeah,
that's deep.
Right.
And I love that.
You spend so much of that time.
You spend so much time
justifying just why you're there.
Justifying why you're even. So it's like why you even at the table. You got to justify your seat at the table before you even actually get to talk about the food on the table.
And once you convince everybody, everybody's going home.
Yeah.
Right. So to dovetail off of that same thought process, what legacy do you want to leave?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I mean, because you're so humble about your approach because, last week you were installing solar panels on somebody's house?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I want y'all to see just how humbly that was, whole roof full of solar panels. That's last week,
Yeah, so that's where my original background is actually solar. That's what I love to do, and actually, I guess you could say I'm a pretty creative person.
So do you want to take a risk and talk about on camera how FP&L is trying to kill your career in solar panels because they know they have to buy back energy, and there's so much energy in the state of Florida that they would lose about 30% of their profit, so that's why they want to pass the law to why we can't have solar panels. Do you want to have that conversation, or did you just want to leave that out there?
I'm going to just leave that out there.
Okay.
Right.
Just in case y'all want to know.
That's real.
Just in case you want to know why you do not see solar panels in South Florida. Shout out to FP&L for keeping my lights on.
The Sunshine State. I'm just
man. Let's just get. Hey, man, Rick Scott, you are an evil dude. Skeletor, you gotta go, man. It ain't working out for me no more. Shout out to Andrew Gilliam from FAMU.
Absolutely.
For his governor run. We're gonna vote for you, sir. We are voting for you.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right.
Skeletor, you gotta go. FP&L, get better, man. Y'all got record profit numbers, and my bill keep going up. And I know I've been turning them lights off.
You know those meters don't work.
They don't even read the meters. It's a hypothetical guess at how much energy they think
either.
Right.
They don't work.
Hey, man, you work with power. Don't get sued. I can say this kind of stuff.
But back to, because you never answered the question. The legacy that you want to leave.
Yes.
What is that? I really want to hear it because of the work that you're doing is so important. So I want to hear what you want to leave.
To be honest with you.
You're like the black Tesla.
That's what I'm saying. Like.
That beautiful woman at the counter that calls me that from time to time.
Oh, is that the fiance or the wife?
That's the fiance. That's the fiance.
Where's the fiance at? Everybody turn around and give that beautiful black woman a round of applause for being supportive.
Oh, yeah. She's very supportive.
I was about to say, y'all better clap. We just talked about woman empowerment and y'all hesitating on the clap?
Right.
To be honest with you, the legacy that I want to leave, I want to teach people it's okay. I want to teach black children, boys and girls, it's okay to be smart.
Ooh.
I've always been smart.
That's kind of
just
powerful.
never really thought it was cool. You know, when I was in middle school, I was just like, I got to get out of these classes. These guys are making fun of me. You know, I used to come up with ideas and draw them down, and people would look at me and be like, "Yo, what are you doing? Why? Black people don't do that." And why not? We built pyramids.
Since the
I mean,
beginning.
come on, we're the originals.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so that's.
Well, you hold up, boy. You better stop before we try to stream this on Facebook and they shut down my whole profile.
Yo,
we talking about we built pyramids.
We're the originals.
I want to hear that.
We're
Take
the
that,
originals,
take that.
right? And people. And
What's up, Mark Zuckerberg?
really have to understand that, like,
Black
because
Planet did it first,
Will
sir.
you
I'm
let
sorry.
Jeez. Go ahead, Ledger.
like I said, we're the originals, and
Yes.
we got to understand that and really embrace that, because I think that will help us understand who we are as a people, and,
Yeah.
and a lot of the foolishness that we got going on nowadays will stop, because we're like, yo, why are we doing this? It doesn't make any
Right.
sense. A lot of stuff goes on, it doesn't make any sense.
I'm gonna get you a black nerd shirt so you can wear it. But it is.
Thank you, man.
It's very disheartening that we do get teased for actually being intellectual in our community. And I mean, so you guys know how we were talking about the things that are done within our actual community affects the way other people see us. I want you to see this as an example. So anybody here that's ever been to a corporate meeting or one of their first corporate events and you are a person of color, at one point in your life, you've heard this statement. You're very articulate to be.
Where are you from?
Mr. Hall, you speak so well.
I'm gonna.
Right.
If you haven't heard the articulate part, if you are a person of color, at one point in your life you have heard, but you speak so well.
Right. The butt.
Yep.
The butt.
You surprised me.
The problem of that is not just the mindset of the person that had the audacity to say that to you. Because the last person that said that to me, I politely told them, should I not speak this way because I'm black? But if we have a community where we tease each other for that same articulation, for that same intelligence, for that same greatness, why do you not think others are going to expect you to not have that greatness in you?
Yeah.
Being intelligent and being great is a part of our character. Do you know what our people had to do and had to invent? Do you know where soul food came from? Because we creatively had to take the scraps that left over because we couldn't get the good cut of the meat, because we weren't getting the bacon, but we were actually getting the guts of the pig.
Right.
That's why we were able to create the things that we were, because we are beautifully and unapologetically black and beautiful. So I'm glad you said that on camera,
the
though.
things that we made out of necessity.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Just to make our lives better.
Yeah.
I mean, the cotton gin itself was invented by a black man, but he just didn't get his name on the patent.
Traffic
lights.
lights.
Thermo King was invented. The ice trailer was invented by a black man. Did
Yeah.
you know that?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Yeah.
All throughout history. Look.
See, we got y'all buzzing out
It
there.
ain't nothing new.
No.
It ain't nothing new.
Said something to stir up a couple of people, huh? You're feeling a little antsy, huh? So, we're about to go ahead
Right.
and get into the quick six. Ledger,
Quick six.
Oh boy.
we're going to change up your quick six.
All right.
So we're going to go back to a question we've already asked.
Okay.
How much money do you want to raise for this upcoming seed fund? Quick six.
Let's do about 1.5.
There we go, 1.5
All
million.
right.
That sounds much better than
Progress.
$500,000. Now you can take your wife out to eat, because that was not going to happen with that $500,000 you was asking for. Boy, y'all was going to be out here every day asking Della for a bowl and
Well,
walking up
do
on
that.
Teach like Chris Rock. Can I get a wing? Can I
Don't
just
do
get
that.
one wing?
Don't do that. Don't
Go
do
ahead.
In 10 years, where will we see Ledger? What will you be doing?
Probably something different.
yeah, I'd probably come up with something else. Really and
That's what
truly,
it's
I want to
about,
have a
right?
family and just come up with great ideas.
Love that.
All right.
Create.
So, what would be the song that would represent Alumnify? What's the background music on that website? Not currently, because y'all don't have any music. I was just on the website, but.
I'd say Despair by Damian Marley and Nas.
From the I love that album.
Distant Relatives.
Distant Relatives.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't put that on the website. That'll hurt y'all client base, but I like it.
No.
If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go? Like right now, like
that's a
on a
good one.
plane right now.
With the fiance,
Yeah.
not by yourself.
We were just talking about Costa Rica the other day.
Costa Rica.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty sustainable island.
Yeah.
That's a good
I'm sorry, not
All
island, not
tropical
island, country.
and right. Eco-friendly. Very eco-conscious.
Don't get us in trouble. So, I rarely see you at one, so I'm not even sure. What's your drink of choice?
Guinness.
I'm gonna ask you again since you're talking about beer. Hey, watch this, guys.
Time-
We're
time-
not.
time-
hold up.
time-
Watch this, guys. We're not even gonna edit this. Hey, Alicia, watch this real quick. Watch how this works. Hey, so Ledger, what's your drink of choice?
You know, there's this company, Timeline Brewery.
Oh, okay.
What is it?
Timeline
Bam,
Brewery.
bam,
Yeah,
bam,
that sounds
Awesome. Black
all the
owned
sound
business.
effects.
I heard they make
Drink
some
that
good
all
beer.
day.
What's the name of it again?
Timeline Brewery.
Timeline Brewery.
snap.
I think that's over there, right? Yeah.
I think
Okay.
so, yeah.
Bam,
All right,
bam,
yeah.
bam.
I've been trying to get a
Bam,
couple
bam,
samples
bam,
from the
bam.
owner,
Over my
but
shoulder. over
Oh,
my
that's the
shoulder.
sign. It's right there. I didn't even see it. I didn't even see the sign.
Did this man actually say Guinness while I'm on? Go ahead.
you know, Guinness. It's like vitamins.
If you could have dinner with anyone in the world, dead or alive, who would it be?
Test. No.
Man, only one person?
Obama.
Only one. Only one.
Marcus Garvey.
I don't think we've had Marcus before.
Nah. Maybe on the Two Techies
Yeah.
last year, but not up here.
Not up here.
Marcus Garvey.
Marcus
That's
Garvey.
a good one.
Yeah, he's great, man.
All right, guys. So y'all have to follow him. It's Wi-Fi Streetlight or Streetlight Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi Streetlight. You gave me that name. You know that, right?
I did.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, you trying to claim something?
No, actually, yeah, because when he was talking about his product, and he said he was gonna start getting into social media marketing.
Yeah.
I said Alumnify would take too much for people to understand it. You need something that could draw people in. So I said, why don't you just go by Wi-Fi Streetlight? And that was actually the first time we met and we had a conversation. I think I was on a panel or something.
That was the second time.
Second
we
time.
met.
Oh.
Second time.
But I think you're a
That's
great
cool.
man. So if you guys can, it took a lot. I'm telling you right now, Ledger is actually very shy. He is not a person to be in front of the camera. Black Tech Week, he's behind the scenes everywhere he goes. His fiance came out to support him. So if you all can
Yay.
together, make her proud and give him a round
That's
of applause.
right.
Behind
Love,
every
love.
strong man, there's a much stronger woman.
Yes,
That's right.
Absolutely.
Pleasure. Thank you for coming out, and we'll see all you guys next week with our next round of Tech Beats and Bytes.
Every Monday.
Thanks for having me.
All right.